Hello and welcome back everybody to Symphonic Rain. So, last episode we got to know Fall, who is very upper class, not to say royalty. Well, Chris is pretty impressed about that. Actually, we don't know if she's upper class or anything. It's just Chris's impression. I guess we will learn about that in the course of the visual novel. The thing is, he pretty much annoyed me, and if he says that again, he'll probably find himself with the back of my hand in his face. So you better shut up or I'll break my screen. Anyhow, let's continue, shall we? Well then, I'm off. Whoopsie. Forney, don't interrupt me, that's not kind. I glanced up at the gloomy sky, catching the raindrops with my body. Another day had begun. Oh, bollocks. I think I didn't change my... No, I did not change the options for the minigame. Let me try and do it. Okay, so in case the minigame might come again now, I think I've set the thing on default. I'm actually not sure, but I guess we will find out. Yes, ma'am. Sure, I've learned a lot since last time. Watch me do this shit. Oh. That's all? So no minigame at all? Or did I set it on default or something and then it is automatically done? Well, let me know in the comments if I messed up or something. I finished morning practice as well as lunch. I haven't even read the comments of last video yet. Man, I've got a kind of stressy Saturday, you know. Anyway, I finished morning practice as well as lunch. I would have to go search for a partner again now. As I pondered such matters, Torta, who was still working on a lunch, shot me a question. Huh? Well, the same as yesterday, I guess. Huh. But wait, it's Tuesday today, isn't it? Are you free? It had become customary for Torta to leave early on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as she supposedly had things to take care of on those days. I didn't know what it was that she did, but I never asked. I didn't report everything about my private life to Torta either, after all. I was afraid of imposing on Torta even more than I already did. This was actually something I suddenly realized yesterday, but it was undoubtedly why I could never get myself to ask. Hence, I picked my words carefully, so as not to probe her too much. I guess? Torta said as she picked up her final sandwich. Well then, what shall I do now? It's a good question. Why can I not answer a good question? Is going to cafeteria staying with Torta? I suppose it is. Well, actually, I would need the walkthrough right now, but it's not on my desk. Give me a second, please. Okay, according to the guide, I'm supposed to go to the practice room, which makes sense. It is Tuesday. We said we'd meet on Tuesday. Or Thursday. I wonder what would happen if I don't follow the guide and, you know, just meet her on one of these days or something. Maybe that isn't even possible. Man, I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the practice room. And just, you know, ignore poor Torta. Don't even say goodbye. We're bad people. I knew I had to search for a partner, but somehow found myself coming to a practice room instead. Rushing things wouldn't yield a positive outcome. Ooh, what? Okay, question. Didn't we say like we'd meet on Tuesdays or Thursdays? Did he forget it or did I forget it? Anyway, I had to practice every once in a while. Sure, practice a piece and let's see if we actually, or if I actually did the right thing. Hello? Game? Oh, there we go. No, apparently I messed up. Well, that is unfortunate. Okay, so I cut the practice out because obviously I'm not cut out to practice and I did not even plan to make this dumb joke. So I'm not cut out to do something like that. And also, apparently I messed up in the options to delete this nonsense. I thought like timing, like it would be like timing and then timer and then everything is good. Maybe? Perhaps? But apparently not. Huh. So what, please someone tell me, what do I have to do in the option menu so that, you know, the minigame plays itself, basically. That would be really helpful. Alrighty, so let's continue. Whew, I guess that is that. A short while after I finished playing, silence returned to the room. Seems it didn't go too well today. Was it that my uncertainties were standing to appear in my performance, like Miss Cordell had said? Or is it because I don't know where J, K, D, S, and A are on the keyboard if I'm not looking at the keyboard? You decide. Well then. I took the score from the music stand, put it in my bag and left. Okay, why are we not meeting with Fall? I'm a bit confused. The faint light breaching the cloudy sky informed me that not much time had passed since noon. It was pretty common for me to head home around this time. But now I had this partner issue going on, so I could no longer afford to leave that early. I had a feeling Miss Cordell would scold me if she caught me, so I hurried along in the direction of the town. Okay, she said... Maybe I'm just wrong about the time. I thought it was like after... sometime after lunch or something? Maybe I'm just wrong with the time. Maybe they'll meet later. After leaving the institute and walking for a few minutes, I came to the big street that split the town into two. The western district was called the New Town. The eastern district was called the Old Town. This street cut pretty much straight through the center of these two districts. My apartment was in the Old Town, where rent was cheap and where most of the ordinary citizens lived. The New Town, on the other hand, consisted of big mansions, built after the town was declared the City of Music, for noblemen who moved here desiring prestige. I never had much to do with the New Town, so I didn't know much else about it. To be honest, the Old Town looks better. Like, more rural, more real, you know. Looks more real. After leaving the main street to the east, I arrived in familiar terrain, the Old Town. The sounds of children playing their instruments flowed from the windows of the houses. At night, one would probably be able to hear the singing and clattering of instruments of drunken adults. I walked carefully to make sure my footsteps didn't resound too loudly on the stone pavement, as I concentrated my ears on the music flowing along with the rain. Barely hearable through the rain, to be honest. I'm home. I guess. I finished reporting my uneventful day to Forni. Or Forni. Ah man, I'll never get the Italian names right. Afterward, I routinely made some dinner, and then routinely fell asleep. Mercredi. No, wait. Mercoledi. Mercredi is French, right, isn't it? Whoops. I finished Miss Cordell's private lesson as well as lunch. Normally, this would about end my day, but... It seemed this wouldn't be the case for the coming days. I still haven't found a partner, so I'll just randomly search somewhere. Okay, lady. I know you want Chris. And I know, you don't care about your sister. To be fair, apparently Chris doesn't care about her all that much either. To be totally fair. Because I can't remember him ever talking about her, like in any case or any situation. The love can't be too big. Still, it's not a thing you do. Like, don't be so persistent. Do it in a more normal way. I mean, I'm not the master of love or anything, but, you know, I feel like this is not okay. Now, isn't it? Yeah, thanks. Well then, what shall I do? Okie dokie. So, last time I went to a practice room. And today, according to guide, I'm supposed to go to a lesson room. Probably to get scolded. I decided to go ask Asino for help. I saw Torta off from the cafeteria, then remained there for a while. Asino was being tutored. There we go. God diggity damn it. How can tortured be pronounced tortured and tutored be pronounced tutored, even though they're basically written the same way with a few vowels changed? English makes no sense. Asino was being tutored by Miss Cordell, just like me, and had his class right after mine after lunch break. After leisurely killing some time in the cafeteria, I decided to head for the lesson rooms. At this time, about 5 minutes before the end of third period, there wasn't a soul in the hallway. I stopped in front of the room I'd had my lesson in earlier, and killed more time looking over some score sheets I'd written. Upon hearing Asino's voice, I put away the sheets and raised my hand.
Chris かどうかしたのか
That is a good question. Now, Asino, is your name Italian as well? Because yours actually kind of sounds Japanese-ish. Now, I think we haven't met you yet, have we? No, I don't think so. So, will you give us a proper introduction, Chris? Well, something.
珍しいなとはいえ俺を待ってたわけでもないんだろ
Actually, I was waiting for you.
それは本当に珍しいな
One could say that, excluding Torta, Asino was my one and only friend. Even so, I didn't hang around with him around the clock, nor did I want to. We always met when one had business with the other, but if neither did, we could go without seeing each other for over a week. Apart from that, we still ran into each other by chance sometimes. When we did, we would go have lunch together, for instance. But today I had a clear motive for meeting him. I kinda have a favor to ask of you.
俺にか分かった長くなるんだったらどこか落ち着ける場所にでも行くか
Sure, let's talk while we're walking as well. In typical Asino style, he simply curved the edges of his lips in reply and started walking.
もしもし
あ先生
Hello. Miss Cordell was leaning against the door frame of the lesson room, looking our way.
パートナーの相談か
Something like that.
なんだクリスもまだ決まってなかったのか
Either.
どちらもまだだな
How about we sing at each other's concert? Now that would be awesome. In a weird way, that would be awesome. She stated indifferently, showing neither anger nor forgiveness.
とはいえ俺の方は一応候補がいるんでね
Oh, that was me, excuse me. You aren't the only one.
トルティニタだろ
Got a problem with that?
もちろん悪くはない
私から言わせれば二人とも変わらない
それはそうですけど
I know. That's why I decided to ask Asino for help. But with him in the same situation, I guess I can't expect much.
決めつけるなって
とにかく見つけようとしている意志だけは組んでおこう
クリスだけですか
アーシノの場合候補の名前も聞いていないからな
決まったら言いますよ
ああ だから心配はしていない。
How so? That is unfair, lady. But you are worried about me.
あ
Miss Cordell produced one of her seldom seen smiles.
よかったな、クリス。
Shut up.
とにかく
As I glared at Asino for his sarcastic remark, Miss Cordell raised her voice as though reproving me for that.
何もしないよりは何かをしていた方がいい。
An excuse for you.
自分に対しても。
Miss Cordell walked off in the direction of the staff offices, probably to prepare for her next lesson, leaving us a weak smile as a substitute for saying goodbye. You know, as much as a, overused phrase, something like, if you at least tried, you can later, say to yourself, well, you at least tried. As much as that is overdone, there is some kind of truth to that. I mean, I don't think it's a general truth, like, if you didn't try, become the world's ruler, then you won't be the world's ruler in the first place. I don't think it's bad to abandon a dream necessarily. Like in every situation, it's not always bad. I'm the first to say follow your dreams. But if you say like, I don't know, I want to go to the moon, or you're not willing to spend your whole life becoming an astronaut or something, and you also want a family or something, I also really respect people who say, well, then let a dream be a dream in that case. Now that being said, in an everyday situation, I always think that you should at least try, so afterwards you don't have anything against yourself, basically. For example, even when at work, for example, when someone pisses you off, if you then start slacking off, you actually give them a reason to be, pissy with you. So, if you at least then try hard, at least for yourself, you then know, man, even though this one person pisses me off and always tells me that I'm lazy and shit, I know that I'm not lazy. And probably the people that actually care, like those who actually matter, know that I'm not lazy. You know what I'm saying? Wow, I probably wasted like 2 minutes on that. Miss Cordell walked off in the direction of the staff offices, probably to prepare for her next lesson, leaving us a weak smile as a substitute for saying goodbye. Also, I already read that
という
sentence.
わけで、
Asino took this occasion to turn the tables on me.
俺もお前のことが心配だから付き合ってやることにするよ。
Yeah, thanks already. Taking what Miss Cordell had said into account, I couldn't refuse the offer. I'd come here with the intention of asking him for help in the first place. I meekly agreed with his proposition and let Asino decide where to go.
じゃあとりあえず行こうか。
Sure, but where to?
妥当なところでチェナークロだろうな。
That place seems appropriate, alright.
だからだよ。
Asino said matter-of-factly and set off in the direction of the secondary school building. When I went there before, it had become painfully clear that finding a partner in that place was an impossible task. But I met Fall in the end, so I couldn't say it had been completely fruitless either. But I decided not to meet her on Tuesday. Am I? She said on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or am I stupid? Why didn't he go there on Tuesday? Maybe he'll go on Thursday then at least. Besides, it might be different this time now, Asim... Oh, Jesus. Besides, it might be different this time now. Does this sentence make sense? The sentence makes sense? Besides, it might be different this time. Full stop. Now Asimo was with me, as he didn't have any problem socializing. I think there is like a full stop missing somewhere. Oh well. I muttered to myself, then followed in his tracks. By the way, I'm not angry with the translators or anything. This is a fan translation. I'm super grateful it exists at all. The room was already occupied with what appeared to be seniors like us, in the middle of performing off the cuff. Seeing as freshmen and juniors still had classes around this time, this was likely the case. They took note of our entrance and promptly stopped performing. One of them called out to Asino.
あら、アシノ、どうしたの？
ちょっとね。ところで君は声楽家だったっけ？
何言ってるのよ。ピアノ科に決まってるでしょ。忘れちゃったの？
姿だけでなく歌声も美しそうに見えたからな。
Oh man. Although I doubted she took that too seriously, the girl smiled and let his mistake slide. All I could do was stand by the wall and watch Asino chat people up like that. Although he was a Fortellus, he once told me that he had originally wanted to become a poet. That might explain why he could say such nauseating stuff without so much as flinching. The people around him didn't seem to mind much, so it might have been a talent as... Ooh! I'm reading as bad as I did yesterday. So it might have been a talent of sorts.
声楽科の子は今日はたくさん来そうかな。
そうね。私の友達が後で来るって言ってたよ。何？アーシノってまだ相手が決まってないの？
残念ながらね。とはいえ、今日は俺の相手探しじゃないんだ。
そうなの？
ま、とにかくその子たちが来るまで待たせてもらおうかな。
Asino waved and bid the girl farewell, then came walking my way.
おい、クリス、やる気はあるのか？
You tell me.
何しに来たんだよ。
To search, right?
まあいいか。どのみち声楽科の子が来ないことには話にならないしな。
I'm just here to randomly search.
わかった。それらしい子が来たらお前も積極的に話しかけろよ。
I'll try. I leaned against the wall and idly scanned the room. More and more people arrived with time. This place seemed to fulfill its role of stimulating students to socialize all right.
そうなんだ。
The voice of Asino previously talking to female students sounded very distant to me. Despite talking to them so familiarly... Tough word. He once told me that he didn't even remember the names of most of them. I wasn't quite sure whether I should be amazed by that or not. I don't know. Feels kinda douchey, to be honest. As for me, I didn't have a knack for addressing people I had never met before, and even less so for being addressed by them. At present, no one seemed curious enough to talk to me, making me wonder if people realized this fact just by looking.
クリス、君に壁の花は似合わない。
What? The one person who had been curious enough to talk to me in the past addressed me with the same phrase as back then. Although I felt a bit of nostalgia, I still thought it was kinda creepy. How about telling that to one of the girls?
いや、それはもう飽きた。
Oh, you've grown bored of the girls. Well, you know, as mentioned, we could perform together, and then our destiny would be tied together forever. When you sing with my fortissimo fortello. Fortell, right? Man, I have a bad memory. So now you're talking up, guys.
そういうこと。
Asino stated in apparent jest. His face turned serious after that.
今日はどうする？
I had you take me here, but I think places like these aren't really suited for me after all.
それもそうだな。じゃあ行くか。
You're quick to agree. Are you sure?
まだ。とりあえず外に出よ
Got it. I closed the door and walked off with Asino.
う。あっさりしてる理由だっけ？
Oh, you seem to be having fun, so I figured you wouldn't want to go.
今日は自分のために来たわけじゃないからな。
Well, sorry,
いや、悪くはないさ。
but I never seriously searched.
少しは探してたんだろ？
I suppose. If you could call deciding that someone is no good just by looking at their face is searching, then sure, searched a little.
だろ？それに、あそこにはお前に似合うやつはいないよ。
Of my kind.
いろんな意味でな。人間的にも、音楽的にもだ。
Yeah, I feel that way as well. The two of us walked around school for a bit, but nothing came out of it. Right after we left the campus grounds, I stopped my tracks. Asino gallantly walked on through the mist like rain. I frowned. Asino casually turned around and said,
早く来いよ。雨なんて珍しくもないだろ。
I know. I just don't really like getting drenched.
そんなこと言ったって、傘なんか差してたら注目の的だぞ。
I know. Though there's probably just something wrong with the people around me who consider umbrellas uncool.
子供なんだろ
I guess. As I caught up to Asino with a short dash, he continued.
お前はいざとなったらトルティニタとでも組めばいいんだし、今日はこれくらいでいいだろ
I guess. I didn't really feel like doing that. On the other hand, it was a bad idea to put too much anticipation into this person. Miss Cordell was going to arrange for me as well. Huh? What's wrong? Asino let out a seemingly unintentional sigh, perhaps due to the rut in the conversation.
ああ、ちょっと疲れたな
Wait a minute, am I just realizing now that you have a ponytail? Do you have a ponytail? Oh, I thought, like, I didn't even realize. You have, like, the ultimate college look. Amazing.
だからそういうんじゃないって
You said they didn't suit me earlier, didn't you?
女の子のことだ
Yeah, but you know, they don't suit you either, do they?
何が
Girls whose names you don't even remember. Isn't that what wore you out?
いや、みんな楽しんでる
Does that everyone include you?
焼いてるのか
What?
女の子にだよ
I have no idea how you came to that
ク
conclusion.
リス、かわいいね
As he said those ridiculous things to me, he patted my head for some reason. Hey,
はいはいそろそろ帰るか
I'm going home no matter what you say. Despite my rather aggressively sweeping away his hand from my hat, Asino's ambiguous smile showed no sign of crumbling.
じゃあ大通りまで一緒に行くか
In the end, despite my constant complaining, Asino was still in a good mood.
そうだクリスこれから特に用事がなければ一緒に晩ご飯でもどうだ
Huh? I don't have plans. Sure thing. I always cook for myself. I didn't have a part-time job, so I was relying on my parents' allowance for day-to-day expenses. I didn't have to worry about tuition, since the Fortel course was government-sponsored. So I had a pretty easy life, and wasn't too much of a burden on my parents. But I told myself not to squander money regardless of being in such a position. Where do you want to go? Asino was living in this town with his family, so he could afford some luxuries. I always refused to go to a place I couldn't afford. But Asino knew that, so he rarely invited me to such places.
いいトラットリアを最近見つけたんだ値段ももちろん手頃だ
I see. In that case, sure. It's been a while since we've eaten out together after all. A trattoria was aimed at the general public, so it wasn't that luxurious. I had the financial leeway to eat out at least once a month. My parents urged me to do so as well.
ああ場所は旧市街でクリスの家から近いはずだひょっとしたら知ってるかもしれないかな
Nah, I didn't know there was a trattoria near my house. I don't eat out much, and if I do, it's usually with you. But the old town, huh?
どうかしたか
It's just a little unusual. Most of the places you take me to are either in the new town or at best along the main street.
知り合いに連れてってもらってねそれから気に入ってるんだ
You know, I find it kind of interesting the way he was introduced. You know, we got a pretty good explanation for Fal pretty early on. I've at least, like, to the basics. Like, she's a kind person, but the thing is, she is new. She is new, so the introduction, you know, we learned a little bit about her, all is good. Then we had our little fairy friend. I guess we didn't learn about her in the very beginning, but pretty soon after, everything Chris knows. Asino, on the other hand, like, he was introduced as if we already know him. And I mean, Chris already knows him, so I don't say it makes no sense. But it's still kind of like, huh. You know, most visual novels would like do an introduction or something. I guess he was mentioned before, so we already know he's a friend of his and stuff. But you know, it's kind of interesting. We learn about the characters by you know, getting to know them and not just exposition. which is a cool idea. The establishment Asino had taken me to had Copert, I don't know, written on a signboard and looked pretty stylish from the outside. Huh, this place is unexpectedly good taste.
お前ほどじゃないよ。
Looks pretty basic though from the inside, to be honest. There are millions of Italian restaurants in Germany, so I've seen quite a few from the inside, I guess. It's actually, that is one of the most coolest thing living in Germany, you know. Like, since there were a lot of guest workers from many countries, including Italy, Turkey, etc., we've got so much cool food. I mean, I in general love all multicultural stuff, don't get me wrong, I'm not just a food person, but the food is really a good aspect of all multicultural stuff going on here. It was about dinner time, so it was pretty crowded inside. Asino casually called out to a female attendant, who then guided us in while pleasantly conversing with him, making me wonder if he came here often.
クリスは何を頼む？
Doesn't matter, I'll just pick something.
いつもそれだな。じゃあこの店のおすすめなんて聞く必要もないか。
I guess I'll have pasta. Pepperoncini for simplicity's sake.
スーっぽい頼み方しやがって。まあ俺もそれでいいか。他のは食べたしな。
It is said that with a simple pasta of red peppers, garlic and olive oil, one could learn the quality of an establishment. Of course, I had no such intentions in mind and just ordered it because I liked it. Actually, I'm not a big fan of noodles though, and pasta and all that stuff. I love pizza though. I love pizza. But Asino, who knew about that, ridiculed me for it and shrugged his shoulders.
なあ、お前のパートナーのことだけど。
Asino started as I brought a spoonful of the freshly served food to my mouth. As suspected from a trattoria to Asino's liking, the food was delicious.
トルティニタじゃないの？
Why does everyone want me to partner with Torta?
それが自然だからだ。
Well, I know that, but...
それに、お前が組んでくれないと俺が困るんだよ。
Huh? Why's that?
トルティニタに脅されてるんだよ。協力しろってさ。
That is a lie.
口では言わないけどな。俺にはわかるんだよ。
I see. Say whatever you want.
まあ、それはどうでもいいんだが。
Exactly.
理由は何なんだ？
The reason I won't partner with Torta.
俺には思いつかないんでね。
Are you worried about me as a friend, or perhaps...
もちろん、下世話の好奇心だよ。
Huh. Well, thanks. It's Ari.
ありえったか。俺は会ったことがないからわからないが、お前にはトルティニタの方が似合ってると思うけどな。
Motherfucker! How do you know? How do you even... I guess you're an upfront person. But man, what is all wrong with these people? The sister hitting on him like crazy, this dude hitting on him like crazy. What is going on with all of you people? Do you have no standards? Like no moral standards? No ethics? What did you do in school? I guess play music. You should have listened in philosophy. You wouldn't understand. Torta would be fine with it. But Ari...
大丈夫じゃないか？ま、お前のことだから好きにすればいいさ。
That is my intention. You're the one who brought it up.
心配なんだよ。
How about giving priority to your own worries?
当たり前だ。誰がお前の心配してるって言った？
Yeah. Thanks anyway. I've gotten used to his frivolous behavior. He said it was mere curiosity, exactly because he was genuinely concerned. If he really was just curious, he was the kind of guy that would pretend to be sincerely worried instead. In the end, that might have been all he had wanted to ask me, since after that we only talked about trivial things. Maybe he also wants to ask Torta to sing for him. That is also a possibility. After finishing our meal, we left the store and parted ways. I'm home.
おかえり。今日は遅かったね。
I ate out today.
あ、そうなんだ。
The restaurant Asino had taken me to was pretty good, so I felt satisfied. But Asino's attitude felt a bit out of place. Is this really something to worry himself so much over?
相手はアーシノ？
Yeah. I let Forney in on everything that had happened today, as usual. And another uneventful day without much progress came to an end. I hope in the next day he might be more intelligent and... Oh, we're already at school. And we'll meet up with Fall. Well, I guess we will learn about that, but we'll learn about that next episode. I feel like we didn't make much progress in this episode. Man, I talked a lot actually. I should cut down on the talking. I mean, I love to talk and stuff, and, you know, to talk about all the weird shit that goes through my mind. But as a matter of fact, if I go on like this, we'll never make progress. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next episode. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.